Good morning, students. I hope that you are fine and doing well. Okay, students, I'm continuing the same chapter. Now, when you open any book, what do you see at first? You see introduction of the book or preface of the book, in which all the features of the book is written, the objectives of the book is written, why that book is written. So many things you get to know from the preface of the book. Similarly, our constitution starts with an introduction, which is called preamble to the constitution. So what is preamble? Preamble means an introduction in which the purpose of the constitution is given. It states the aims and objectives of the constitution, or what you can say that the introduction to constitution is called its preamble. Right? Now, preamble of India. We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact, and give to ourselves this Constitution. Students, the terms socialist and secular, it were later added in in preamble by 42nd Amendment Act of 1976. A careful study of preamble reveals that it is the people of India who are stating their aims and giving power to themselves. Now, students, I am going to explain each and every important term of preamble so that you can come to know their meaning. So, first of all, it is written socialist state. So first of all, it is written sovereign state. So what do you mean by sovereign state? It means that India is independent and free from any external control. India is a sovereign state. It means it is independent and free from any control by a foreign state. There is no external interference of any kind in the functioning of the government. Next is socialist state. It aims to bridge the gap between the rich and poor by achieving social and economic equality. Socialist state, you can say that its main aim to eliminate inequality in incomes. It ensures for its people adequate means of livelihood and fair distribution of wealth. So there is no you can say there is no poor in the country. Next is secular state. Secular means that all people are free to adopt any religion. State will not support any religion. It means that there is no state religion. In India, all persons are free to practice, preach and profess any religion of their choice. Next is democratic state. You are well known to democracy, that it refers to the government where people have the power to vote and elect their representatives to the government by universal adult franchise. What is universal adult franchise in India? That persons of 18 years or more than 18 years have right to vote and choose their representatives. Next is republican state. The term republic means that head of the state shall not be a hereditary head but will be chosen by public. Next is justice. Justice implies that individual should get what is due to her or him. It also means setting right whatever is wrong. It means that there should be access to justice for everyone. Next is liberty. Liberty means freedom. So liberty means the absence of restraints on the activities of individuals and at the same time providing opportunities for the development of individual personalities. Equality means all people are born equal and have equal opportunities. Next is fraternity, which means brotherhood. Fraternity indicates the spirit of brotherhood, which is essential to maintain the unity of the nation. Students, now we are going to learn the salient features of the Constitution. So, first is federalism, parliamentary form of government, directive principles of state policy, independence of judiciary, fundamental rights, fundamental duties, secularism, which we have done also, and the most comprehensive constitution. Okay, first is federalism. India has a federal form of government. This means that our country is governed at two levels, that is, at the center and state level. Both these governments have separate range of powers. The powers and functions of center and state governments have been clearly defined under three lists: union list, state list, and concurrent list, which you have studied in detail in class 7th. Union list comprises subjects on which central government can make laws. State list comprises subjects on which state government make laws, and on concurrent list both state and central government can make laws. And if there is a conflict between a union law and a law passed by the state legislature, the union law shall prevail over any state law. Next is parliamentary form of government. So, legislature in the center is called parliament or the Sansad. India has a parliamentary form of government. This means that Parliament is supreme and represents the people of the country. Our Constitution guarantees universal adult suffrage to all citizens. That is, the people of India have a direct role in electing their representatives. And these representatives are accountable to people. You can see here that citizen, they choose legislature, and legislature, they select the executive branch of government. Now next is directive principles of state policies. Students, part 4th of our Constitution contains guidelines given to government to ensure the welfare of the people. These guidelines are called directive principles. The purpose of including the directive principles was to ensure social, legal, and economic justice to every member of the country. These principles are in nature of directions or instructions that tell the government what to do. You see that the directive principles are in nature of directions or instructions that tell the government what to do. They tell the government how to make laws, what are the procedure of amendments, everything. Okay, they serve as a guidelines for courts as well. Very important.